Today's video is a major UK immigration update, and it's major because it's something every migrant should know about. Families, children, everybody that intends to get ILR someday. Looking at the latest from the UK government, what's changing now, what's coming, and what this could mean for migrants. So stay tuned, let's go straight into it. We understand everything that's been going on with the UK immigrations, the policies coming, the ones that are expected, the ones that have been proposed, and everything that's been going on, okay? Even politically, because most times some of these things are more about politics, you know. And if you always watch the news or you try to keep yourself updated, you understand that recently there was a by-elections where the Labour Party lost to the Greens, and this sparked a lot of debates, especially regarding immigration policy, as it has always been. You know, people were wondering if this would change the minds of Labour Party, if this would impact the immigration policies in any way, you know. But instead, the Home Secretary shocked everybody. In fact, I'm going to show you guys what's going on. We'll be looking at what's going on, the changes the government just made recently, of course, the proposals are on ground, and basically everything going on regarding UK immigration. And of course, the idea is for everyone to stay updated, and when you're updated, you have the right information, you will make well-informed decisions. So quickly, I want to tell you all about this great campaign that LemFi is running. Is for all users in Manchester. So if you are in Manchester, you stand a chance of winning £2,000. Imagine winning £2,000 in this economy. That's huge, right? All you have to do is send £500 or more, of course, on your LemFi app between the 4th of March and the 18th of March and stand a chance to win this money. That's all. So 3 lucky winners stand a chance to win £2,000 in total cash. Guys, this is great. So if you're in Manchester and you're a LemFi user, do this immediately. And if you're not even using LemFi yet, or you don't know what it is an app that you can use to send money to your loved ones in Africa, and they have one of the best rates in the market. Okay, download the app, sign up with my code Tochi, and then begin to make your transactions. And if you send £500 or more between the 4th and 18th of March 2026, you stand a chance to win huge. So remember, the more you send, the more chances you have to win. Okay, winners will be selected via a qualifying draw, and it's going to be very transparent. So good luck, everybody. Now back to the video. So if you look at the screen, you will see that it says Mahmoud pressed on with immigration reforms despite election defeat. This is from BBC. Now, Home Secretary Shabana Mahmoud is to press ahead with reforms to the asylum and immigration system despite the loss of a once safe Labour seat to the Greens in the Gorton and Denton by-election. So the Green Party has criticized Labour's stance on immigration, which they always do. Green is criticizing Labour, Labour is criticizing Conservative, and they're just criticizing themselves, trying to see who will outdo the other when it comes to bringing down immigration, when it comes to making the best immigration policies and pleasing the people and all of that. There's always this tension when it comes to immigration. It's not just immigration though, to be honest, when it comes to every other thing, but we all focus more on immigration because that's the one that concerns us as migrants living in the UK, right? You know, so they are always going back and forth with things around immigration. And in fact, when they are campaigning, immigration is one of the hottest topics. When you see their manifestos, campaign strategies, and all of that, you know. So the Green Party has recently criticized Labour's stance on immigration and everything. And the Greens have also called for asylum seekers to be given the right to work. Now, following that victory on Thursday, some Labour MPs have warned ministers not to try to out-reform UK. So, but a source close to Mahmoud told the BBC that the government should not learn the wrong lessons from the results, and that it was wrong to assume Muslim voters were deserting Labour over immigration, right? So the Home Secretary have said that despite this loss, that they were still going to double down on their immigration policies, both the plans they have for illegal migration and the plans they have regarding settlement. And you know that they plan to extend the time for ILR from 5 years to 10 years, and they're also proposing 15 years for some categories of migrants, you know. So this is what she's saying, and they're saying they're going to announce it in the coming month. In fact, there's another one that is starting by Monday, and she also mentioned that some others will start by spring. In fact, that that we should be expecting the changes to begin to take effect with time, you know. So talking about asylum, he says that she has previously praised the policies of Denmark's government, led by Labour sister party Social Democrats, which was driving asylum claims down to a 40-year low. So you know that she recently visited Denmark, where she wanted to learn and ask questions about how they have successfully dealt with their asylum claims and everything. And I think she was impressed with it, you know, so she has said that she's going to come back to the UK and implement that. In fact, it's already been done. We'll look at it as we progress. So obviously the Danish government policies influence Labour's proposal for asylum reform, aimed at reducing incentives for people to enter the UK illegally, and the Home Secretary is expected to begin implementing some of them from next week. So as you can see, they're already planning to bring in force some of these policies already. And these include making most migrants wait for up to 10 years rather than the current 5 before being able to apply for permanent residence, with refugees waiting for up to 20 years, right? Now, in one of her meetings, also one of her response to, I think it was the Times or something, she also mentioned that they intend to apply it retrospectively, despite everything that's been going on, the debate, how some Labour MPs have also begged and warned that they shouldn't do it because it's going to be unfair on migrants who are already here. It just means changing the goalpost. You know how you're promising people that, oh, they should come in and work for 5 years and that after that they get ILR, and then they've already agreed to that, holding on to that, and then coming in, you now want to shift the goalpost and say, sorry, it's no longer 5 years, it's now 10 years, and for some it's now 15 years, you know. So despite all that warning, the Home Secretary even said recently that they intend to apply it retrospectively, and that by spring, autumn, we're going to hear when it's going to be implemented, you know. So that's what a lot of people have been waiting for, right? You must also know that at this point, no change has been made, okay? The government is still talking about this. Obviously, consultation has ended. It ended in February. Consultation on this topic, this particular subject. So where it called on everybody to contribute, lend their voices, fill the forms and all of that. I'm sure a lot of people did that, right? So that has now ended. The government have now gone back. So we're now waiting for the government to come out and tell us what their decision is regarding this eventually. So she's saying that before autumn that we should hear from the government what the final decision regarding this is. After that election, she was like, yes, even though we lost, right? Even though we lost. So after that election, she was like, hold up, don't be too excited. Even though we lost that seat, we are not giving up. Okay, we're not losing track of what we have in mind. We are focused and we're still going to make this happen. Okay, so we're waiting for the government to tell us what their final decision is on this. Now, regarding asylum also, the government has also made some changes. If you look at the Home Office website, it says that refugee protection to be reviewed every 30 months. So the refugee model will shift from permanent to temporary for those who claim asylum from the 2nd of March. So this is already here, okay? So they just announced that and they implemented it immediately, like no time to even waste. Okay, so refugee status will become temporary and subject to review every 30 months for all adults claiming asylum from today, the Home Secretary has announced, and that's roughly about 2 years and 5 or 6 months or something like that. So protection will be renewed for all those refugees who still face danger in their home country. So those whose country has now become safe and therefore no longer require protection will be expected to return home. So the idea is that it's now temporary. So yes, if the government finds that your case is worthy to be granted asylum, you know, so if the government finds that your case is worthy to be granted asylum, or basically the UK grants you asylum, it's no longer be for a long time. It's just going to be for 30 months, okay, and it's going to be reviewed afterwards. So they will look at your case, look at your country, and see if it's safe enough for you to go back. They look at your circumstance basically, and if they feel like it's safe enough for you to go back, you're going to go back to your country. So they're not going to keep you for a long time anymore. And now they're also saying that those that have refugee status in the UK, asylum seekers and all of that, will not have to wait for about 20 years before getting ILR. It's no longer as it used to be. They are changing everything regarding UK immigration, every single thing. You guys, both for legal and illegal migrants, a lot of things are changing, right? So if they review your case after 30 months and see that your country is safe enough for you to go back, then you're going to go back. So the change follows Home Secretary Shabana Mahmoud's visit to Denmark last week, which introduced a similar approach in recent years. So she has gone to Denmark and she has told them, see, I admire how you guys are doing this thing. Teach me, show me the way. And she learned a lot, and she has come back to implement the same thing that she learned from Denmark. So he says that the Danes have reduced asylum claims by more than 90% in a decade, right? So last November, as part of the most sweeping reforms to tackle illegal migration since the Second World War, the government announced that refugee protection will become temporary. At the same time, refugees who want to stay in Britain and have skills will be able to apply for new work and study visas, helping them integrate with and contribute to the society. We understand the government have been hammering on contributing to the society, integrating well, both for legal and illegal migrants. And this is also one of the changes they are making for ILR application and everything. They're saying that they're now going to look at how much contribution you're making to the society, to the economy. So it's not just about how long you have stayed. In fact, in her words, she says living in the UK alone is not enough. So the fact that you have lived and you are qualified by the number of years that you have lived does not mean anything. You still have to meet those other conditions that they've listed, including how much you're contributing, if you're volunteering, salary you earn, and all of that. So all of those conditions are some of the things they're proposing, and you have to meet even the English language requirement that they are changing, that they've increased, and everything. So you will notice that a lot of change is going on across different fields, different sectors, different immigration categories, and all of that. So it's really huge. And that was why I said in the beginning that this is a major UK immigration update. And like I always say, if you're well informed, you'll be able to make well-informed decisions. So we'll also open new, safe, and legal routes, with community sponsorship becoming the new norm. The entire approach is designed to shift the asylum system in Britain away from dangerous illegal crossings and high levels of applications from those without legitimate asylum claims. So you can see that under these new changes, like we have seen, adults and accompanied children claiming asylum from today will receive a 30-month period of protection only. So it's now temporary, and after that it will be reviewed, And remember that under the previous system, refugees were granted 5 years of protection and allowed to bring their families, followed by near automatic fee-free permanent settlement with continued access to benefits and housing. This was among the most generous offers for refugees in any country in Western Europe. The Home Secretary has argued that has become a pull factor that has seen asylum claims in Britain rise steeply, including tens of thousands of illegitimate claims each year as they fall across the rest of the continent. So they are saying that it is because of their generosity that is making asylum claims to be increasing. They're saying increase in this asylum claim. So they want to, put in strict measures to make sure that it calms down. And this is one of the things they are doing to make sure that this happens, So after that, you need to now renew your permission to stay or apply for a legal visa route. Family reunion remains paused while new rules are designing that bring financial integration requirements in line with those expected of British citizens. So guys, this is exactly what's going on. So whatever comes up, whatever happens, trust me, I'm your plug. I'll definitely let you guys know. Remember that this is not an immigration advice of any form. This is just for information purpose. If you need an immigration advisor or an expert opinion, do well to get one. This does not replace it. Okay, so yeah, why do you think this is happening, and what do you feel is the future of immigration moving forward in the UK? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section, and let's continue this conversation there. Thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye bye.